Shows Phil Hartman in a suit. Hartman. Hello, I'm Eugene Nicholas, host of Ghost Friends. Today on Ghost Friends, we'll take a look at a fictionalized rendition of the story of Gary Oppenheimer, who, with a little help from friends beyond the grave, took a stand against the purveyors of misinformation. Cuts to Norm Macdonald as Gary Oppenheimer, sitting on a couch watching TV while eating pork rinds. Shows John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Robin Williams, and Denitra Vance appear in front of McDonald. McDonald, oh my God, what the hell? Who are you people? What are you doing in my Potomac apartment? Belushi, well, Gary, we're the Ghost Friends. We help mediums like you solve criminal capers. Radner, particularly when the caper at issue involves the purveying of misinformation. McDonald, I'm way ahead of you, ghouls. I've already had my booster shot. Williams, there's more than just COVID misinformation, Gary. There's also people spreading misinformation about January 6th. McDonald, January 6th? Why, you mean Donald Trump's failed insurrection? Vance, that's right. There's some misinformationators out there trying to claim that it wasn't an attempted insurrection at all, but instead a false flag designed to make it appear as if it were an insurrection. McDonald, what? What kind of monster would do such a thing? Belushi, they're called Trumpers, a group of un-American ne'er-do-wells trying to rid this country of democracy. McDonald, that sounds terrible. What can I do to help? Radner, we need you to speak to Michael Stenger, the former Senate Sergeant at Arms. McDonald, why him? Williams, he seems to be a Trump supporter. We believe that he's going to try to tell the January 6th committee that January 6th wasn't a Trump-inspired insurrection, but instead he's going to falsely claim, without evidence, that it was caused by professional agitators. McDonald, are you kidding me? How could he do that? What about our democracy? Vance, exactly. So will you help us by talking to him about what really happened? McDonald, you bet your ass I will. Ghost Friends? Cuts to a room where Chris Farley is on the floor dead, with Norm Macdonald standing over him. Belushi, Radner, Williams, and Vance all then appear. Belushi, whoa, what happened to Stenger? McDonald, I murdered him. Radner, murdered him? We just wanted you to engage him on what really happened on January 6th, so they didn't threaten our democracy. McDonald, oh yeah. Whoops. Williams, well, we better figure out what to do. This is going to be all over the news. Vance, okay, Mr. Oppenheimer. We need you to call the press. Let them know that Mr. Stenger had cancer and that his death is not considered suspicious. McDonald, got it. Cuts to a few minutes later with McDonald on the phone. McDonald, that's right, Mr. Newsman. Cancer. What kind? McDonald looks at the Ghost Friends. Belushi points to his throat. Radner points to her breast. Williams grabs his testes, while Vance points at her ass. McDonald, colon cancer. That's right. All that misinformation bullshit really fucked up his colon. That's right. Nothing suspicious at all. Well, thank you, Mr. Newsman. Good day to you as well. McDonald hangs up. Belushi, good work, Terry. You did it. Radner, who knows what kind of disinformation that man would have spread? Williams, you're really a friend of democracy, Gary. McDonald, well, thanks, guys. But I'll tell you what, I couldn't have done it without you, my special ghost friends. Vance, how about a big democracy-loving hug? The five embrace and all say, live from Origin's phone, we're not alive. It's Saturday Night Live, Neutered, starring an ever-evolving cast that has been castrated and refuses to allow their names to be mentioned until their balls are back. Musical guest, Carlo Scalzi, and your host, Ellen Dulles. Ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Dulles. Applause, applause, applause. Dulles, thank you, thank you. It's great to be here on a program that appreciates democracy and seeks out eradicating misinformation. I was the head of the CIA during the Cold War. I'm told this can be found on my Wikipedia page, so I don't think I'd be talking out of school to say that I oversaw the 1953 Iranian coup, as well as the 1954 Guatemalan coup. I guess democracy is lucky I wasn't at Trump's beck and call. Tepid, somewhat frightened applause. Dulles. I also headed the Lockheed U-2 aircraft program and the Project MK Ultra mind control program. No applause. Dulles. Wow, I could have used MK Ultra with you folks. Yikes. Anyway, I'd like to think that my efforts preserved democracy and national security and prevented the spread of communism. Shows Mickey Rooney Jr. in the audience who raises his hand. Dulles. Yes, Mr. Rooney. Rooney. Were you involved with the Bay of Pigs invasion? Dulles. Indeed I was. You can't bat 1,000 in protecting democracy. Shows Bobby East in the audience, who stands up and asks, weren't you fired after the failed Bay of Pigs invasion? Dulles, weren't you stabbed to death at a gas station? Yes, I was. I didn't agree with President Kennedy's decision. Shows Jim Garrison stand up in the audience and says, I'd love to follow up on that one. Dulles, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrison. No more questions at this time. Anyway, we have a great show tonight. Carlo Scalzi is here. Chris Farley comes out. Farley, hey everybody. I wanted to remind everyone listening to get vaccinated for COVID-19. The current administered vaccines are approved and confirmed to be safe and effective by local health authorities and by the World Health Organization. And don't forget your boosters. We'll be right back.